Have you ever looked at someone and felt they were hiding a story or sensed something was wrong in a room without knowing why? Maybe you believed someone's words, but their actions later showed a different truth. That's the power of observation and why it matters. Observing people is more than seeing, it's noticing, analyzing, and understanding what is unsaid. In today's world, this is not just helpful, it's essential. If you want stronger relationships, better choices, and greater awareness, learning how to observe is a life-changing skill. Let's start by understanding why. Many people look, but few actually observe. True observation involves using your mind, not just your eyes. Every day, you pass strangers at work, school, or on the street. You see their appearance, their movements, but do you really notice them? Most of us don't. We make quick guesses. He's smart, she's unfriendly, but those are assumptions, not observations. People are like books. Some are open and simple, others are complex, written in hidden languages. Most people only see the cover. Observation means slowing down. It means watching how someone's voice changes when they're hurt, or how their body tenses under stress. You notice repeated words, avoided topics, or small gestures that reveal deeper emotions. These are the clues. Over time, you begin to see patterns, and those patterns reveal truth. This is why observation is powerful. It opens your eyes to what others miss. In relationships, it helps you sense what loved ones are feeling, even when they stay silent. At work, you understand who's trustworthy, who's nervous, and who's confident. This gives you a quiet advantage. Good observation also keeps you safe. You learn to notice red flags like someone who avoids eye contact or changes topics too often. These signals help you protect your time, energy, and emotions. But the benefits go even deeper. Observation also turns inward. When you observe yourself, your thoughts, reactions, and habits, you grow wiser and more in control. This kind of self-awareness is where personal change begins. You stop reacting and start understanding. But remember, observation is not judgment. Judging is quick and shallow. Observing is slow, deep, and intentional. Judgment blocks understanding. Observation builds empathy, connection, and wisdom. It transforms the way you see people and yourself. In a noisy world, the quiet observer stands out. That person is calmer, smarter, and more trusted. So, practice daily. Don't just look, notice. Don't just hear, listen. Don't just react, reflect. Because observation is not just a skill, it's a superpower most people never develop. Let's begin with the first mindset, curiosity. If you want to observe people, stop judging. Start wondering. Most people rush to judge. One word, one glance, and they build a whole story in their minds. He's lazy, she's selfish. But those stories are built on little evidence, just one moment, one reaction, one comment. When you judge quickly, you stop seeing clearly. You stop learning. Curiosity is different. It asks questions, not gives answers. Instead of thinking, he's rude, ask, why might he act this way? Tired? Stressed, hurt? Instead of calling someone cold, wonder. Maybe she's shy. Maybe she's protecting herself. Curiosity keeps your mind open. Judging shuts it. When your mind is open, you notice more. And people feel that. They feel safer around you. They open up. They trust you. And that's when real observation becomes possible. Curiosity also makes you more emotionally stable. You stop reacting to every action and start reflecting on why someone might behave a certain way. That distance between reaction and response is where self-control grows. Curiosity turns pain into insight. Many conflicts come from judging too fast. But curiosity builds bridges. Even when you disagree, you can still understand. This doesn't mean ignoring bad behavior. It means waiting before forming conclusions. It means gathering truth, not assumptions. So, stay curious, ask questions silently, don't rush to label, because every person carries a story you haven't heard. Now let's go deeper. Words lie, bodies don't. People often say, "I'm fine," when they're clearly not. They smile when hurting. They agree when uncomfortable. That's why body language is so important. It's the silent truth. Tense shoulders, flat voices, or avoiding eye contact all are signs that something isn't right. Crossed arms may mean defensiveness. Leaning forward shows interest. Looking away might reveal fear, guilt, or hesitation. Even small habits like nail biting or foot tapping can show anxiety. These clues are everywhere. Sometimes people mirror your movements without realizing. That often means they trust you. Their body speaks first. But don't overinterpret one action. Maybe crossed arms mean they're cold. Smart observers look for repeated patterns, not just isolated gestures. For example, if someone always avoids eye contact during certain topics, that's a pattern. It reveals discomfort or secrecy. On the other hand, if they light up when speaking about something, that shows passion and connection. You don't need a degree to see this. You just need patience and attention. Be still. Watch quietly. Let your eyes and mind work together. Eventually, you'll start seeing more. You'll catch shifts in tone, movements that don't match words, or emotions behind smiles. Over 70% of communication is nonverbal. That means most of what people share is not spoken, it's shown. So, learn to watch how people sit, walk, or respond. When words and body don't match, trust the body. It doesn't know how to lie. Now, let's talk about listening. Not just hearing words, but really listening. This is where most people miss the truth. Many pretend to listen, but their mind is already thinking about what to say next. They miss tone, emotion, and meaning. To truly observe someone, listen with full attention. Notice how they speak, not just what they say. Tone, speed, pauses, and volume all carry hidden emotion. A soft voice may show sadness. A sharp tone may signal stress or anger. Fast speech might mean nervousness. Repeated words or long pauses may show confusion, doubt, or dishonesty. Silence is powerful. 2. When someone avoids a topic or goes quiet, that silence speaks volumes. Maybe it hides pain, shame, or secrets. Or maybe it shows deep thought. Silence is often more honest than words. If someone keeps changing their story, adds too many details, or avoids the same topic repeatedly, take note. These are signs. Another secret silence invites truth. After someone speaks, wait. That pause may lead them to say something real and unexpected. Most people feel pressure to fill silence, and in that space, they often reveal more than they planned. Listening deeply also builds trust. People open up when they feel heard. They remove their emotional masks. You don't have to talk much to connect. Just be present, patient, and quiet. Let their words, tone, and silence guide you. Here's the rule: talk less, listen more. Don't rush to fix or advise. Just observe, and the truth will come forward naturally. Now we move to one of the most honest things you can observe: reactions. Reactions happen fast and reveal true emotion. Actions can be fake, planned, or polite. But reactions, especially emotional ones, are raw and real. Ask a sensitive question. Watch the face, the body, the voice. Sudden tension, hesitation, or anger shows you something deeper. For example, if someone becomes defensive when asked about trust, that may reveal past pain. Their reaction tells a hidden story. Observe how people handle criticism. Do they become angry, silent, or thoughtful? Their reaction tells you about their emotional strength. Notice how they accept praise. Do they seem grateful or uncomfortable? Their self-image is hidden in that moment. Silence is another test. When things go quiet, what do they do? Rush to fill it, stay calm, that shows their emotional state. How people handle rejection reveals even more. Some stay respectful, others grow angry or cold. Reactions to failure reveal maturity. Observe surprise, sudden joy, fear, or guilt in unexpected moments shows what matters to them or what they hide. Bring up their past. If their tone shifts, eyes drop, or energy changes, something meaningful is buried there. But to see reactions clearly, you must be calm, still, and silent. Reactions happen in a blink, be ready to catch them. Triggers are the key. What makes someone nervous, tense, or excited? Those emotional switches reveal the true self. Now comes one of the clearest tests of character, how someone treats people with no power. Watch how they treat waiters, cleaners, drivers, anyone who can't give them something in return. Do they show kindness, eye contact, respect, or do they ignore, dismiss, or speak rudely? Kind people treat everyone with respect, not just those they admire. It's not about status, it's about values. Some people are polite only when it benefits them. They act sweet to the boss, cold to the staff. This is not kindness, it's calculation. Their behavior shifts with power. That reveals their real nature. In relationships and business, this test is crucial. If someone treats you well but disrespects others, be careful. One day, they may treat you the same. Watch quietly. Don't confront, observe. People always reveal themselves when they think no one important is watching. These small daily choices, saying thank you, holding the door, speaking kindly, show you who's real. These are the people worth keeping close, those who respect all people, not just the powerful. Next, we talk about patterns. Individual actions can be confusing. Patterns are clear. Someone may lie once, maybe it was stress. But if they lie repeatedly, it's a habit. That's a pattern. If someone breaks promises again and again, it's not a mistake, it's a message. Don't explain away repeated behavior with excuses. Your peace comes from observing what people do consistently. Watch habits, not words. Patterns tell the truth. If they apologize but never change, that's the real answer. In relationships, we often ignore patterns because of emotions. We want to believe in the good. But if someone hurts you repeatedly, even with good intentions, it's still harm. Don't let feelings blind you. Think of life like a movie. If the same scene keeps playing, you learn the character. You expect their next move? Do the same with people. Let time reveal their pattern. That's the real story. Even if they speak beautifully, their repeated behavior will show their true values. If someone lifts you up, respects you, and follows through over time, that's love, not just words. If they hurt, lie, or ignore you again and again, that's not love. That's emotional damage. So be brave, observe. Let actions teach you. Because when you see the pattern, you see the person. Let's now explore something even more subtle: energy. People can fake words, smiles, and gestures, but energy doesn't lie. You've felt it before. You walk into a room and feel tension, even if no one says a word. That's emotional energy. Sometimes, a person carries silent stress or anger so strong it changes the atmosphere. Your body reacts, even if your mind doesn't understand why. Other times, someone's presence brings calm, warmth, and safety. That's energy too. It's invisible, but very real. Every person carries emotional energy. Some are heavy and draining. Being around them leaves you feeling tired or anxious. Others shift constantly, warm one moment, cold the next. This unpredictability makes you feel unsafe and unsure. Then there are those whose energy is calm, light, and inspiring. Their presence lifts your spirit, even if they say little. To observe energy, notice your own body. How do you feel around someone? Tense, relaxed. Fake, authentic. If your breathing changes, your stomach tightens, or you feel on edge, that maybe your body's sensing something wrong. Even if someone is smiling or acting kind, your emotions may say otherwise. Trust that signal. It is not just being sensitive. Now think about the opposite. Some people make you feel free, seen, or peaceful. You can breathe easier. Be yourself. That's not just good chemistry, it's alignment. Your energy and theirs match in honesty and presence. What's powerful about energy is that it reacts before your thoughts do. You feel it in your gut, your skin, your heart. When you start trusting these signals, you gain a clearer view of people without needing proof or long explanations. Energy is especially useful in relationships, jobs, and social settings. If something feels off, pay attention. If someone always leaves you confused, insecure, or emotionally drained, that's important information. If you feel steady, strong, or more yourself around someone, that's also a sign. Observe, compare, reflect. You don't need to explain it. Just know it matters. Because your body is often more honest than your logic. Now, here's the most important observation skill of all. Observing yourself. Many people focus only on others. They study faces, voices, and actions, but they forget to look inward. If you want to understand others, you must first understand yourself. That's where true clarity begins. Ask yourself, why do I react the way I do? What makes me feel angry, insecure, jealous, or afraid? What habits repeat in my life? What emotional wounds still affect my choices? For example, maybe someone keeps a secret from you and you panic. But is it them you fear? Or a past betrayal you haven't healed? Self-observation helps you separate fear from fact. It makes you wiser and less reactive. You begin to notice your triggers. You pause before blaming others. You ask, why did I feel that way? This shift gives you control. You're not just a product of your emotions, you become a student of them. Self-awareness also reveals your biases. Maybe you think all confident people are arrogant, or that quiet people are weak. But are those facts or old beliefs planted in your mind? Self-observation helps you question those stories. It prevents you from projecting your past onto the present. You stop expecting pain from everyone just because you've been hurt before. You begin to see each moment clearly, not through the filter of your fears. That's emotional freedom. And here's the best part: once you understand yourself, you grow more compassionate toward others. You realize everyone carries pain. Everyone has stories they haven't shared. Everyone is doing their best with what they've lived through. You stop judging. You start listening. You observe not to criticize, but to connect. And with that, your ability to observe others becomes powerful, precise, and peaceful. So, observation doesn't begin with watching others. It begins with watching yourself, your thoughts, your reactions, your patterns. Master that, and everything else becomes clearer. Let's end with one final truth: become a silent student. In a loud world full of voices, opinions, and distractions, the one who watches quietly sees the most. You don't need to prove anything. You don't need to always speak first. The strongest observers are the calmest ones. They listen before they speak. They reflect before they react. They gather insight in stillness, not in noise. Most people rush. They assume. They argue. They miss the deeper meaning. But not you. If you've made it this far, it means you're ready to learn in a new way through quiet awareness. This path is not easy. It requires patience, attention, and humility, but it leads to wisdom, confidence, and peace. So remember these final lessons. First, stay curious. Ask questions silently. Don't assume. Wonder instead. Every person has a hidden story. Second, watch quietly. Look beyond the surface. Notice details, body language, tone, pauses. They tell the real story. Third, listen deeply, not just to words, but to emotion, silence, and rhythm. Let people speak their truth, even in quiet ways. Fourth, reflect before reacting. Don't rush. Pause. Think. Give your emotions time to settle before you respond. Fifth, learn from everyone, even those who hurt you. Their behavior teaches you what to avoid, what to value, and how to grow. Finally, trust yourself. Observation is not about judging others. It's about seeing truth in them and in you. The more you observe, the more powerful you become, not by force, but by clarity. So stay still, watch more, speak less, learn deeply, because the quietest student often becomes the wisest teacher.